Welcome to Creative Confidence, a journey aimed at unlocking the creative potential that resides within us all. This book is designed to be both a source of inspiration and a practical guide for anyone looking to unleash their creativity and transform their lives. Who should read this book? Students. If you're a student who struggles with assignments, projects, or even everyday problem solving, this book will show you how to tap into your inner creativity to generate fresh ideas and solutions. Professionals. Whether you're a teacher, engineer, artist, entrepreneur, or in any other field, creativity is essential for innovation and problem solving. This book will provide actionable insights to enhance your professional skills and ensure that creativity becomes your strongest asset. Parents. If you're a parent looking to foster creativity in your children, this book will offer practical advice and activities that will encourage creative thinking and problem solving from an early age. Aspiring creatives. If you've ever found yourself saying, "I'm not creative," this book is especially for you. You'll discover that creativity is not a mystical talent, but a skill that can be nurtured and developed by anyone. Anyone seeking personal growth. If you're someone who wants to break free from routine and expand your horizons, this book will inspire you to live a more fulfilling, imaginative, and vibrant life. What will you learn from this book? 1. Understanding creativity. You'll discover what creativity really means, debunking myths and misconceptions that have held you back. 2. Building confidence. Learn how to overcome the fears and doubts that often stifle our creative instincts. 3. Generating ideas, techniques and strategies to spark new ideas and innovative solutions in any situation. 4. Creative processes, the steps involved in turning a simple idea into a reality from brainstorming to execution. 5. Overcoming obstacles, strategies to deal with common creative blocks and challenges. 6. Collaboration. How teamwork can lead to more powerful, inventive outcomes and how to effectively collaborate with others. 7. Real-world applications. Various case studies and examples that show how creativity can impact different aspects of life and work. 8. Inspiration in everyday life. Simple exercises and activities to keep your creative juices flowing daily. 9. Building a creative environment. How to create spaces, both physical and mental, that nurture and encourage creativity. 10. Storytelling, understanding the power of storytelling and how it can be used to communicate ideas more effectively. 11. Learning from failure, transforming mistakes and failures into valuable learning experiences. 12. Sustaining creative growth. Long-term strategies to ensure that creativity becomes a habit and integral part of your life. Through captivating stories, practical exercises, and actionable advice, Creative Confidence aims to turn the abstract concept of creativity into a tangible and essential life skill. By the time you reach the end of this book, you'll not only believe in your creative abilities, but also have the confidence to express them in every aspect of your life. Welcome to the beginning of your creative journey. Let's unlock your potential together. Chapter 1. Discovering your inner creativity. Welcome to the start of an exciting journey. Our first step is all about recognizing that creativity isn't just for artists, musicians, or writers. It's in every one of us. Yes, even you, reading this book. Throughout this chapter, we'll unveil how to tap into the creative genius that's been lying dormant within you, eager to emerge like an unsung superhero. Awaken your inner artist. You might be thinking, "I'm not creative," but that's just a misconception. Creativity isn't just painting a masterpiece or composing a symphony. It's about seeing the world in new ways, and trust me, you've got it in you. Remember that time you turned a boring sandwich into a delicious tower of lunchtime goodness? Guess what? That's creativity. Simple exercise. Doodle your thoughts. Let's start with something simple. Grab a piece of paper and a pen. Now draw. Draw what, you might ask? Anything. Draw your name with quirky fonts, sketch a funny face, or just let your pen wander. This might feel silly at first, but that's the point. Releasing your creative juices is often about relaxing and letting go of constraints. Real-life example. Jane's doodle adventure. Meet Jane. Jane believed she had no creativity at all. One day, feeling particularly bold after reading a similar book, she started doodling during a boring conference call. Her doodles started off awkward, but with time, they became more intricate and interesting. Her co-workers soon noticed and encouraged her to share her conference call art on the company bulletin board. This simple act of doodling opened up a whole new creative world for her, which eventually led to her taking art classes and embracing her creative side more boldly. The power of small acts. Creativity also lurks in those small acts we often overlook. Rearranging your furniture for better flow, or creating a new recipe from leftovers, these are all creative acts. The next time you're faced with a problem, think of it as a puzzle. Channel that puzzle-loving part of your brain and approach it with the same curiosity and playful spirit. Real-life example. Mark the furniture mover. Take Mark, for instance. Mark was a software engineer, which doesn't scream creativity, right? But he discovered his creative side when he couldn't seem to organize his living room just right. By experimenting with different layouts, he not only found a fantastic arrangement, but also developed a knack for interior design. His living space became a reflection of his unique style, and he started helping friends redesign their homes too. Daily practice unlocking the gates. Think of creativity as a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. Start incorporating small creative practices into your daily routine. It could be as simple as cooking. Experiment with new ingredients. Writing. Jot down your thoughts or start a mini story. Photography. Snap pictures of things that catch your eye. Gardening. Create your own flower arrangements. Quick exercise. 5 ideas in 5 minutes. Grab a notebook and a timer. Set it for 5 minutes. Write down as many ideas as you can think of for a small project you'd like to try. Perhaps redecorating a room, planning a fun weekend, or even coming up with a new hobby. Don't worry about feasibility. Just let the ideas flow. By the end of it, you'll have a bunch of creative seeds ready to plant. Embrace your unique perspective. Your life stories, your sense of humor, your quirks, these are all sources of creativity. Imagine life as a movie, and you are the director. How you frame shots, choose props, and direct actors is entirely up to you. Own your unique viewpoint, because that's where your most powerful creative potential lies. Real-life example, Anita's unique angle. Anita was a quiet, introverted person. She always felt her shyness was a drawback. One day she decided to write about her experiences. Her blog, centered around introverted creativity, resonated with many, turning her perceived downside into a unique and relatable strength. Creativity is everywhere, and it begins with acknowledging and nurturing the small creative acts you perform every day. As we move forward, remember that this journey to discovering your creativity is ongoing, an exploration full of surprises, growth, and yes, a lot of fun. Keep doodling, rearranging furniture, and jotting down ideas. The more you practice, the more confident you'll become in your innate creative abilities. Ready to unblock that creativity and see where it takes you? Let's dive in. Chapter 2. Overcoming Creative Blocks. Imagine you are trying to paint a beautiful picture, but every time you pick up the brush, something inside you whispers, "What if it's not good enough?" This voice creates an invisible wall, stopping you from expressing your ideas and turning your vibrant colors into a blank canvas. This invisible wall is what we call a creative block. Creative blocks are natural. Everyone faces them. Yes, even the renowned artists, writers, and innovators. Just as a tall fence can be climbed or a winding road navigated, creative blocks can be overcome. Today, let's break down these walls together and paint our dreams. Identifying common barriers. 1. Fear of failure. This is the big one, isn't it? Fear of failure can paralyze you. You may think, what if I try and it doesn't work out? But let me tell you a little secret. Failure is the best teacher. Imagine a baby learning to walk. They fall countless times, but they don't give up. They get up, dust off, and try again. Soon they are running. Failure isn't the end. It's a stepping stone towards success. Strategy. Embrace failure. Make a game out of it. For every 10 attempts, celebrate how you learned each time, even if you didn't succeed. Keep a fail journal to track your attempts and what you learned from them. It's not failure, it's learning. 2. Fear of criticism. We all care about what others think, sometimes too much. This fear can mute our creativity. You might think, what will people say? But remember, creative work is like seasoning. Some people like it spicy, some don't. You can't please everyone, and that's okay. Strategy. Seek constructive feedback from people you trust. Treat it like a tool to improve, not a judgment of your worth. Balance the external feedback with your own self-assessment. Understand that critical voices are often projecting their own fears. 3. Self-doubt. The infamous inner critic. I'm not good enough. I don't have what it takes. It sounds familiar. Self-doubt is a common enemy of creativity. But here's the good news. Self-doubt is simply a thought, not a fact. Strategy. Develop a positive mantra. Whenever negative self-talk creeps in, repeat your mantra. For example, I am creative and capable. Surround yourself with positive influences in books, podcasts, and people who uplift your spirit. Practical steps to overcoming creative blocks. 1. Change your mindset. Adopt a growth mindset, which is the belief that you can improve with effort and learning. Think of your creative skills like a muscle that can get stronger with exercise. Example exercise. Set small, attainable goals. Instead of write a novel, start with write 1 page every day. Celebrate those small victories, and soon you'll see how much you've accomplished. 2. Establish a routine. Creativity thrives in a well-established routine. Just as an athlete trains regularly, set a schedule for your creative work. It's not about waiting for inspiration, but about creating a habit. Example. Exercise. Designate a creative hour in your day, free from distractions. Whether it's early in the morning or late at night, find your peak productive time and stick to it. 3. Create a safe space. Devote a physical space solely to your creative endeavors, where you feel comfortable and undisturbed. It could be a corner of your room, a small desk, or even your favorite cafe. Example. Exercise. Decorate your creative space with items that inspire you. Artwork, quotes, nature. The positive environment will nurture your creativity. 4. Break it down. Sometimes the magnitude of a project can be overwhelming. You see the entire mountain you need to climb, and it's daunting. Example exercise. Break your project into smaller, manageable pieces. Write down each task and tackle them one by one. Crossing off tasks gives a sense of progress and fuels motivation. 5. Engage in play. Sometimes all work and no play stifles creativity. Engaging in play and allowing yourself to be silly can unblock your mind. Example exercise. Dedicate a time for playful activities like doodling, storytelling, or improvisational games. It opens up channels of creativity and innovation. Conclusion. Creative blocks are like the sneaky villains in your heroic journey of creativity. But with the right armor and strategies, you can turn these villains into mere stepping stones. Remember, the key is to remain curious, experiment often, and never let the fear of failure or criticism dampen your creative spirit. Creativity isn't about being perfect. It's about being brave enough to express yourself. So grab your brush, writer's pen, or whatever your creative tool is, and create. There are no limits, only endless possibilities waiting for you to unleash. Chapter 3. Creating a safe space for creativity. Welcome to Chapter 3, folks. Whether you're a budding artist, an aspiring entrepreneur, or just someone with a whirlwind of ideas, you'll soon discover how a safe and supportive environment can elevate your creativity to new heights. Think of this chapter as your personal guide to setting up a cozy, mind-expanding den where your creativity can freely flow. Why a safe space matters. Imagine trying to paint a masterpiece while standing in the middle of a busy intersection. Sounds chaotic, right? Now imagine setting up an easel in a serene garden. This peaceful setting makes it easier to focus and access your creative potential. Similarly, your environment, both physical and mental, can dramatically impact your creativity. A safe space allows you to let your guard down and just be you. Physical space, your creative nook. Declutter your zone. First things first, clear out the clutter. Walking into a workspace that looks like a tornado just passed through can stifle your creativity quicker than you can say, "Where's my coffee cup?" Start by removing anything you don't need. Only keep items that inspire and support your creative endeavors. Organize and personalize. Once the clutter is gone, it's time to organize. Organizing doesn't mean you have to turn into a neat freak, but knowing where your things are can save you precious creative energy. Think of having specific spots for your tools, be it paintbrushes, notebooks, or your computer. Now, sprinkle a bit of you into the space. Add photos, posters, plants, or quirky items that make you smile. This touch of personalization makes your workspace inviting and uniquely yours. Set up your workspace. Now let's talk about setting up. Pick a spot where you feel comfortable and undisturbed. Whether it's a corner of your living room, a shed in the garden, or a designated room, this should be your creative sanctuary. Aim for good lighting. It's amazing how natural light can brighten both the room and your mood. If possible, position your workspace near a window for some fresh air and an occasional breeze. Mental space, your mind palace. Clear mental clutter. Just as physical clutter hinders your creativity, so does mental clutter. Take a few moments each day to meditate, journal, or simply sit in silence. These activities help clear your mind, allowing creative thoughts to bubble up to the surface. Establish boundaries. Boundaries are crucial in maintaining a safe mental space. Let others know when you need uninterrupted time. This is your creative time, your moment to jam with your ideas. Surround yourself with supportive people who respect those boundaries. Adopt positive affirmations. Negative thoughts and doubts can sabotage even the most creative brains. Whenever you catch yourself in self-doubt, counteract it with positive affirmations. A simple, "I am capable of great creativity," can shift your mindset and improve your focus. Take breaks. Give yourself permission to step away when you need a break. Sometimes a short walk, a chat with a friend, or even a nap can reset your mind and spark fresh ideas. Avoid the pitfall of thinking you have to chain yourself to your workspace to be productive. A rejuvenated mind is often the most creative one. Humor, add a dash of fun. Quirky reminders. How about adding some funny quotes or quirky reminders around your workspace? A sticky note that says, "Create before you caffeinate," or "Warning genius at work," not only eases the pressure but invites a bit of fun into your routine. Celebrate every win. Don't just reserve celebration for massive breakthroughs. Did you come up with a cool idea? Sold a piece of art? Even managing to keep your workspace tidy for a week is worth a mini celebration. Treat yourself to something special, whether it's a cookie, a dance-off to your favorite song, or a high five to yourself. Yes, you can totally high-five yourself. No one's judging here. Final thoughts. By creating both a physical space that's nurturing and a mental space that's free of clutter and negativity, you're setting the stage for your highest creative achievements. Your creative nook doesn't have to be perfect. It just needs to be yours, a place where you can breathe, dream, and let your ideas take flight. So get to work. Have fun setting up your creative den, and remember, the only limit is your imagination. Ready, set, create. Stay tuned for the next chapter, where we'll tackle the fear of failure and transform it into your stepping stone to success. Chapter 4. Embracing failure as a stepping stone. People often view failure as a dead end, an immovable obstacle that halts all progress. But what if I told you that failure could be your best friend on your creative journey? Let's explore how embracing failure can be a stepping stone to success, and how resilience and persistence play crucial roles in achieving your creative potential. What is failure, really? Failure is simply an event that didn't go as planned. It is not the end of your journey, but a crucial part of your creative process. Think of failure as a detour sign on the road to success. It redirects you, teaches you, and sometimes even brings you to a better path. Consider the classic example of the light bulb. Don't worry, we won't talk about Thomas Edison here. Imagine you're baking a cake, and it comes out flat like a pancake. Disappointing, right? But then you realize you forgot to add baking powder. Next time you won't make that mistake. That flat cake just taught you a valuable lesson about the importance of ingredients. Similarly, failures in life educate us for future success. Real-life story, Steve Jobs and Apple. When thinking about failure and resilience, Steve Jobs' story is a remarkable example. Did you know that Jobs was once fired from Apple, the company he co-founded? Yes, the same Steve Jobs who later returned to lead Apple to its greatest innovations was initially ousted from his own company due to various disagreements and failures. Instead of giving up, Jobs used this setback as an opportunity to improve himself. He founded a new firm called Next and acquired Pixar Animation Studios. Pixar gave us iconic films like Toy Story and revolutionized the animation industry. Ultimately, Jobs returned to Apple and led the creation of groundbreaking products like the iPhone and iPad. Imagine if Jobs had given up after being fired. The world might have missed out on some of its most innovative products. His story teaches us that setbacks are not life's way of saying stop. They are life's way of saying pause, learn, and come back stronger. The foundation of resilience, learning from mistakes. Every creative endeavor will have its own set of unique failures. The key is to view these failures as learning opportunities. Let's say you're trying to write a novel. Your first draft may be terrible, filled with grammatical errors, poor character development, and a plot that goes nowhere. But this terrible first draft is your teacher. By closely analyzing what didn't work, you'll know what to avoid in the next draft. Each failed attempt gets you closer to a masterpiece. Humorous interlude, the great pancake disaster. Just to lighten the mood a bit, let me share a personal story. Once I tried to impress my friends by making pancakes from scratch. How hard could it be, right? Well, it turns out measuring salt is crucial. Instead of a dash, I added a whole tablespoon. Yes, 1 tablespoon. Those pancakes were so salty, even the local seagulls turned their beaks away. But guess what? I didn't give up. The next time I tried, I used the correct amount, and my friends couldn't stop raving about my perfect, fluffy pancakes. So even a salty pancake disaster can lead to breakfast bliss. Persist, persist, persist. Resilience isn't just about bouncing back. It's about consistently pushing forward. Think of it as muscle building. You won't become strong by lifting a dumbbell once. But if you lift it regularly, even after your muscles ache, you'll start noticing gains. Similarly, your creative muscles grow stronger each time you face failure head-on and persist. Oprah Winfrey was once told she was unfit for television. If she had believed that criticism, she wouldn't have gone on to become one of the most influential media moguls in the world. She persistently improved and eventually created her own TV network. Embrace failure, don't avoid it. When you face failure, ask yourself, what can I learn from this experience? Document your lessons, adapt your approach, and try again. Remember, perfection isn't the absence of failure, but the ability to bounce back from it. In essence, embracing failure is about transforming setbacks into springboards. It's about understanding that each no gets you closer to a yes, and each flop is a necessary rehearsal for your standing ovation. Be resilient, persist, and view each failure not as a stop sign but as a stepping stone toward your ultimate success. Your creative journey awaits, so don't be afraid to fail. Embrace it, learn from it, and move forward with renewed vigor. The more you learn to see failures as opportunities, the closer you'll get to your creative goals. Keep going, and remember, the path to greatness is often paved with a few missteps. Happy failing. Chapter 5. The Power of Curiosity. Did you ever notice how kids are endlessly curious? They ask why about a gazillion times a day. Sure, it can get annoying, but there's a good reason for their curiosity. It drives discovery and creativity. Curiosity isn't just for kids, though. It's a powerful tool for adults, too, especially when we're looking to boost our creative potential. Why curiosity matters. Think of curiosity as the fuel that powers your creativity engine. When you're curious, you ask questions, explore new territories, and uncover possibilities that others might miss. It's like having a pair of magical glasses that let you see the world in Technicolor instead of black and white. Curiosity is also the antidote to routine. Ever feel like you're stuck in a hamster wheel, doing the same things day in and day out? That's what happens when we're on autopilot. Curiosity shakes things up and brings fresh air into our mental space. Question the status quo. One way to nurture curiosity is by questioning the status quo. Just because something has always been done this way doesn't mean it's the best way. Ask, why do we do it like this? Or what if we tried something different? Often asking the right questions can open up new avenues for creativity. Example. Jane works in a marketing team that uses traditional methods to reach clients. One day she asked, why aren't we using social media more effectively? This simple question led her team to explore new platforms and eventually launch a viral campaign that increased their customer engagement by 40%. Explore new interests. Staying curious isn't just about asking questions. It's about diving into new worlds. Pick up a hobby you've always been interested in but never took the time to explore. Read books outside your usual genre. Travel to places you've never been. Your brain is like a sponge, soaking up new information that can later become the building blocks for creative ideas. Example. Mike, a software engineer, decided to take a pottery class. While there, he noticed the intricacies of the designs and started thinking about how similar patterns could be used in his coding projects. This cross-pollination of ideas led him to create a unique software interface that earned rave reviews. Embrace diverse perspectives. One sure way to kill curiosity is to surround yourself only with people who think like you. Diversity in thoughts, experiences, and opinions challenges your assumptions and expands your worldview, making room for more creative solutions. Example. At a brainstorming meeting, Sarah realized that her team, all from similar backgrounds, was coming up with the same types of ideas. She decided to invite colleagues from different departments to join the next session. The result? A melting pot of innovative ideas that no one had considered before. Techniques to nurture curiosity. 1. Ask what if and why questions. Instead of accepting things as they are, ask what if we did things differently, or why does this work the way it does? 2. Keep a curiosity journal. Write down things that pique your interest and questions that don't have immediate answers. Review it regularly to see if any patterns or new ideas emerge. 3. Break your routine. Change your environment or your daily habits. Take a different route to work, try a new cuisine, or listen to different genres of music. 4. Engage in active listening. When speaking with others, really listen to their viewpoints. Their experiences and perspectives can spark your own creative fire. Curiosity, leading to creative breakthroughs. It was curiosity that led to many of the world's greatest innovations. Remember, every big idea once started as a small question in someone's curious mind. Example: Anna was curious about how natural light affected her mood throughout the day. She started researching and experimenting with different types of natural and artificial lighting. Her findings led to the development of an innovative lighting system for office spaces that not only improved productivity but also employee well-being. Stay curious, stay creative. Curiosity doesn't require any special tools or expensive courses. It's a habit, an attitude you carry with you every day. So keep those questions coming, explore new interests freely, and open your mind to the endless possibilities around you. Remember the last time you discovered something new and felt that rush of excitement. Multiply that feeling, and that's the power of curiosity. Let it be the driving force behind your creative journey, unlocking doors you never knew existed. Stay curious, and who knows, you might just stumble upon your next big breakthrough. Chapter 6. Collaborating for greater creativity. The superpower of teamwork. Imagine you're stuck on a deserted island trying to build a shelter. Working alone, you might manage a modest hut. But imagine a group of 10 people all bringing their unique skills and ideas to the table. Suddenly, you could build a thriving little village. This is what collaboration does for creativity. It amplifies your power. When we collaborate, we open doors to countless perspectives and ideas, making the creative process richer and more vibrant. It's like being a chef with access to every spice in the world. The dishes you can create are limitless. Collaborating enhances creativity in ways you might not even be able to imagine on your own. The beauty of different perspectives. Working solo can sometimes be like staring at the same piece of artwork for too long. You miss the details and fresh insights. In contrast, collaboration brings fresh eyes and new angles. Different perspectives can turn a good idea into a brilliant one. For instance, imagine you and your friends are planning a surprise party. You suggest a classic cake, but another friend proposes a cake made of donuts. Someone else throws in the idea of a cake piñata. Suddenly, a simple party becomes an epic event stuffed with creativity. Sharing ideas can take an ordinary concept and make it extraordinary. Fostering team creativity. Effective collaboration requires more than just gathering people in a room. Here are some tips for fostering a creative team environment. 1. Emphasize open communication. Open communication is the cornerstone of any successful collaboration. Encourage your team to voice every idea, no matter how wild or unusual it seems. Sometimes the most unexpected ideas lead to groundbreaking innovations. Try to create an environment where everyone feels heard and valued. Use phrases like, "That's interesting, can you elaborate?" Or, "I see potential there, how can we build on it?" These comments encourage participation and lay the groundwork for collective creativity. 2. Celebrate diversity. A diverse team brings varied experiences, expertise, and viewpoints to the table. Diversity can be incredibly enriching, making solutions more innovative. Just imagine a team composed of an engineer, an artist, a marketer, and a tech geek. The blend of technical feasibility, creativity, communicative power, and innovation can lead to miracles. Encourage everyone to share their distinct background and insights. Having different skills and cultural perspectives can turn your creative process into a wonderful tapestry of ideas. 3. Establish trust. Trust is the glue that holds a team together. When people trust each other, they're more likely to take risks and voice their creative ideas. To build trust, make sure that everyone respects and supports one another. Avoid any form of belittling or mocking, as it can stifle creativity. Engage in team-building activities or simple gestures that show you care. Remember, great things happen when people feel they belong and can be themselves. 4. Feedback is a gift. Constructive feedback helps refine ideas and make them better. Encourage your team to provide feedback that's positive and constructive. Instead of saying, "No, that won't work," try saying, "That's interesting, but how about we tweak it this way?" Teach the team to view feedback as a collaboration tool rather than criticism. This mindset transforms feedback into a powerful catalyst for creativity. Collaboration in action. Let's take a real-life example. Imagine a tech startup wanting to design a new app. The developers team up with designers, marketers, and end users. The developers focus on functionality, the designers on user experience, the marketers on market needs, and real users provide feedback from their perspective. The app evolves through iterations into something that is not just functional, but also delightful to use and marketable. Collaboration made this success achievable. Wrapping up. In summary, collaboration is a superpower for your creative life. It enriches your ideas, brings in fresh perspectives, and amplifies your creative skills. By fostering an environment of open communication, celebrating diversity, building trust, and valuing feedback, you can unlock unprecedented creative potential. Remember, creativity doesn't thrive in isolation. It blossoms in the shared spaces between us. So gather your teammates, cook up some wild ideas together, and see where the collaborative journey takes you. Your next big idea might just be a brainstorm away. Chapter 7. Adopting a Growth Mindset. Welcome, dear reader, to the transformative chapter on adopting a growth mindset. This chapter will reveal how changing the way you think can ignite your creative potential. Get ready to challenge old beliefs, embrace new opportunities, and discover the abundant creativity hidden within you. Let's dive in. The Tale of Two Mindsets. Imagine this. You and your friend Bob both decide to learn to paint. You struggle with each brushstroke, and there are more blobs than beautiful blooms on your canvas. Bob, however, acts as though he's auditioning for a Renaissance fair, making bold, confident strokes. Fast forward a few weeks, and your work still looks like abstract art gone wrong. Frustrated, you think, "I've never been artistic. This isn't for me." Then there's Bob, whose paintings are now decent enough to deserve a place on the refrigerator. He's still learning, still making mistakes, but laughing through it, saying, "Every stroke teaches me something new." So what's different? It's not the paint or the canvas. It's the mindset. You, my imaginary but oh-so-relatable friend, were stuck in a fixed mindset. Bob was flourishing with a growth mindset. Fixed mindset versus growth mindset. In a fixed mindset, people believe their abilities are static. They think, you're either born with it or you're not. This kind of thinking puts hard limits on creativity. If you succeed, great. If you fail, it feels like the end of the world. With a growth mindset, people believe skills and intelligence can be developed. They see challenges as opportunities to learn, effort as a crucial part of mastery, and criticism as valuable feedback for growth. Does this sound unrealistic? Trust us, it's genuinely life-changing to shift your perspective this way. Embracing challenges. Let's tackle the heart of creativity, challenges. Embracing challenges with a growth mindset means seeing them as puzzles to solve, rather than walls to bang your head against. Think about the first time you tried riding a bicycle. If you had given up after the first fall, you'd still be walking everywhere. Creativity is the same. Each obstacle is a chance to learn a new way to balance and maneuver. Here's a fun exercise. The next time you face a creative block, rename it. Instead of calling it a problem, call it a possibility. Feel the shift in energy. Problems feel heavy. Possibilities feel exciting. Learning from criticism. No one likes criticism, right? Wrong. In a growth mindset, criticism is an invaluable tool. Think of it like this. If you were wandering lost in the forest, someone handing you a map would be a game changer. Criticism is your map. It's a gift, wrapped in sometimes prickly wrapping paper, but a treasure nonetheless. Instead of feeling attacked, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? For instance, suppose your colleague suggests that your presentation lacked structure. Instead of defending your work defensively, ask for details. Could you give me an example? Their feedback might help you see the gaps you missed. Effort as a pathway to mastery. Here's a secret to creative mastery. Effort. Yes, the kind your gym coach always blabbed about. The more you persist, the more skilled you become, and the more your creative muscles grow. Think of creativity like gardening. You don't plant seeds and expect a jungle overnight. You water, tend, and wait. Some days it's frustrating, but every sprout and bloom proves that time and effort yield beauty. Your creativity is your garden. The more you nurture it, the more vibrant it becomes. Exercise flipping the script. Here's a simple exercise to help adopt a growth mindset. 1. Write down a setback or challenge. Maybe it's a project that flopped or a piece of art you're unhappy with. 2. Identify the fixed mindset thoughts. I'm not good at this. It'll never work. I always fail at this. 3. Flip the fixed mindset to a growth mindset. What did this teach me? How can this make me better? What's the next step to improve? Conclusion. Growth mindset, boundless creativity. Adopting a growth mindset unlocks limitless creative potential. Remember, the key is in how you perceive challenges, effort, and feedback. Embrace the growth mindset, and you'll find yourself navigating the world of creativity with newfound confidence and joy. Cheer up. The road to creative brilliance is lined with lessons, laughter, and a whole lot of growth. Keep tending that garden and let creativity blossom. Ready to embrace more? Our next chapter takes a close look at making time for creativity. Because let's face it, even the best gardens need a little sunshine. See you there. Chapter 8. Making time for creativity. Introduction. You wake up, rush through breakfast, hustle to work, juggle tasks, squeeze in some errands, and collapse into bed at night. Sound familiar? Life's a whirlwind, and sometimes it feels like there's not even a moment to catch your breath, let alone be creative. I'll do it tomorrow, we tell ourselves. But soon, tomorrow becomes next week, next month, and then never. Let's change that. Why consistency and commitment matter. First things first. Creativity isn't just about waiting for that mythical lightning bolt of inspiration. It's like a garden. It needs regular watering, tending, and a few prayers for good weather. Just kidding about the prayers. Carving out regular time ensures that your creative fountain doesn't dry up. Remember, the tortoise won the race, not because he was swift, but because he was consistent. Practical steps to carve out time. 1. Reevaluate your routine. Take a good hard look at your daily schedule. You might discover hidden pockets of time that can be repurposed. Do you spend an hour scrolling through social media every evening? Even reclaiming 15 minutes can make a world of difference. 2. Use micro-creativity sessions. Who says you need hours to be creative? Pencil in 10, 15 minutes each day. These short bursts can be surprisingly effective. Waiting for your coffee to brew. Doodle. Stuck in a traffic jam. Hum a new tune. Standing in line at the grocery store. Meditate on a creative idea. 3. Set clear priorities. Identify what's truly essential and what can wait. Sometimes it's hard to say no, but remember, every yes to something is a no to something else. Choose wisely. This way, you will create space for your creative endeavors without trying to squeeze them into an already packed agenda. Turning weekends into creativity havens. Weekends can be a treasure trove of time. However, it's also when errands and social commitments pile up. So, plan ahead. 1. Block out creative time. Treat creative time like an important meeting. Block out 1 or 2 hours when you're least likely to be disturbed. Create a ritual around it. Maybe it's a Saturday morning with a cup of coffee or a Sunday afternoon post-lunch. Stick to it consistently. 2. Combine creativity with relaxation. Why not hit 2 birds with 1 stone? Plan activities that nourish both your mind and creativity. Go for a nature walk and let your surroundings inspire you, or visit a museum to drink in some artistic energy. Consider joining a weekend workshop to learn something new. The power of a creative buddy. It's easy to let yourself off the hook, but it's harder to cancel plans with a friend. Find a creative buddy who also wants to make time for their creative pursuits. Encourage each other and share your progress. This way, you build accountability and camaraderie. Creative time management tools. Modern problems require modern solutions. There are several tools and apps designed to foster better time management. 1. Pomodoro technique. This method involves working in blocks of 25 minutes, followed by a 5-minute break. It's excellent for staying focused and can be tailored for creative tasks. Imagine if creating a painting only took 1 Pomodoro session a day. 2. Scheduling apps. Apps like Google Calendar, Notion, or Trello can help you organize your time effectively. Set reminders for your creative slots and treat them with the same respect you'd give any other important appointment. 3. Habit tracking. Apps like Habitica or simple habit trackers can motivate you to cultivate daily creative habits. Seeing a streak of daily creative activity can be wonderfully motivating. Conclusion. Yes, our lives are busy. Yes, it's easy to let creativity fall by the wayside. But with a little planning, commitment, and consistency, it's possible to carve out that precious time. Remember, every small step you take is a victory for your creative soul. Like a wise and humorous friend once said, if you don't make time for your creativity will start making some weird art out of your unwashed dishes. So go ahead, make some time, and let your creative garden flourish. Final thought. Life isn't going to slow down magically, but whether it's 5 minutes or 5 hours, any amount of dedicated creative time can be a breath of fresh air in our bustling lives. Embark on this journey with us, and let's make creativity a delightful daily practice. Happy creating. Chapter 9. Inspiration Everywhere, Finding Creative Sparks. Introduction. Hello, fellow adventurer. Welcome to Chapter 9 of our journey toward unleashing your creativity. Today we're going on a treasure hunt, except instead of diamonds and gold, we're searching for creative sparks. The exciting thing is inspiration is everywhere. Sometimes it's hiding in plain sight, just waiting for you to notice it. Ready? Grab your imaginary shovel and let's dig in. Nature's symphony. Have you ever taken a moment to sit in a park and just observe? Nature is bursting with inspiration. The colors, the sounds, the shapes. It's a live symphony playing right before our eyes. Look at a tree. Its intricate bark or the patterns formed by its leaves can spark an idea for a new project, a piece of art, or even a solution to a problem you've been mulling over. Example. Imagine you're walking in the park and you see a bird skillfully weaving its nest. This simple observation might give you a brilliant idea for organizing your workspace more effectively, turning chaos into a seamlessly woven functional area. The beauty of interactions. People are fascinating. The way we interact with each other, the stories we share, and even the way we laugh can be sources of immense inspiration. Conversations can spark new ideas better than a stack of dusty old textbooks. Pay attention to what people say, their stories, even their jokes. They might light up the creative bulb above your head. Example: at a family gathering, your Aunt Martha tells a funny story about her first job. Maybe it's not just funny, but also insightful enough to inspire a short story, a comedy sketch, or a new perspective on your current project. Everyone we meet has a piece of magic. Sometimes all we need to do is listen. The magic in mundane tasks. Ah, the mundane, the chores, the daily routines, the autopilot moments of our lives. Before you dismiss them as boring, let's put on our creative lenses. Washing dishes, folding clothes, or waiting in line can sometimes offer golden moments for creative thought. Example: while washing dishes, let your mind wander. The rhythmic motion of scrubbing a plate might lead to a breakthrough idea about a project you've been stuck on. The repetitive task allows your mind to relax and wander freely, often landing on inspiring new thoughts. Keep a journal of ideas. Now that we're soaking in inspiration from every corner, how do we keep track of these brilliant sparks? Enter the magic tool, an inspiration journal. Think of it as your personal treasure chest where you capture every fleeting idea. Whether it's a fancy notebook, a digital app, or even the back of your grocery receipts, just write it down. Pro tip: make it a habit to jot down at least one thing daily that inspired you. It could be something you saw, a conversation you had, or even a random thought that popped into your head during that boring team meeting. Example: you saw a beautiful sunset and wrote, "Sunset colors are nature's palette." Possible idea: paint a mural in these colors. Weeks later, when you look back, this tiny note could be the spark for an entire creative project. Conclusion: inspiration isn't a rare gem. It's more like wildflowers, popping up everywhere when you start looking for them. Nature, people, and even the most mundane tasks hold the key to your next creative breakthrough. And with your trusty inspiration journal by your side, none of those sparks will fade away. Next time you feel stuck, remember, creativity is all around you. Sometimes all it takes is a walk in the park, a chat with a friend, or a moment of quiet dishwashing to find the next brilliant idea. So what are you waiting for? Step out, open your eyes, ears, and heart, and let the world around you light up your creative path. Until the next chapter, happy hunting and keep those sparks flying. Chapter 10. Turn ideas into reality. Execution matters. So you've got a mind full of incredible ideas. That's fantastic. But let's be honest here. Having ideas is only the beginning. It's like having ingredients for a delicious cake. They won't magically turn into a cake unless you bake it. In this chapter, we're diving headfirst into the exciting process of turning those brilliant ideas into tangible outcomes. We'll talk about planning, prioritizing, and taking those all-important baby steps toward achieving your creative goals. The gap between ideas and execution. Picture this. You're at a bustling bazaar filled with vibrant stalls selling all kinds of delightful things. You spot a beautifully crafted item and think, "I can make that." But then you're rudely awakened by reality. It takes effort, time, and skills to create it. Ideas are like those shiny objects in the bazaar, abundant and alluring. However, without the will and the way to turn them into reality, they remain fleeting thoughts. Execution is the bridge that spans the gap between imagination and reality. Plan, plan, plan. Let's break it down into something manageable. Planning is the key ingredient to any recipe for success. Here's a simple way to start. Mapping your vision. 1. Write it down. Grab a notebook or your favorite digital device. Write down every detail of your idea. A written plan serves as a roadmap for your creativity. 2. Break it down. Divide your big idea into smaller, bite-sized tasks. Smaller tasks are less intimidating and more actionable. 3. Set a timeline. Give yourself a timeline. Deadlines can be your best friend, but don't lose sleep over them. Flexibility is also important. Prioritize like a pro. Not all tasks are created equal, and understanding which ones need your attention first can make a huge difference. 1. The Eisenhower Matrix. Pioneered by President Dwight D. Eisenhower, this method involves sorting tasks into 4 categories. Urgent and important. Important but not urgent. Urgent but not important. Not urgent and not important. Focus on tasks that are both urgent and important first. 2. The ABCD prioritization. Label your tasks with A, B, C, or D based on their importance. A tasks are must-dos, while D tasks can be delegated or deleted. Baby steps matter. Remember that old saying, Rome wasn't built in a day. You don't need to complete your creative project overnight. Every step forward counts, even the small ones. 1. Start simple. Begin with the easiest task. The sense of achievement will fuel your enthusiasm to tackle larger tasks. 2. Daily progress. Dedicate a specific time each day to work on your idea. Consistency beats intensity every time. 3. Celebrate milestones. Give yourself a little pat on the back for every completed task. Celebrations keep you motivated. Execution roadmap, a real-life example. Let's take an example of Sarah, a budding illustrator who has a fantastic idea for a children's book. 1. Write it down. Sarah writes the concept of her book, about a whimsical forest filled with quirky animals. 2. Break it down. She divides her project into smaller tasks. Create character sketches. Write a draft of the story. Color the illustrations. Choose a publisher or self-publish. 3. Set a timeline. Sarah commits to finishing her character sketches in 2 weeks. 4. Prioritize. Using the Eisenhower Matrix, she focuses on creating the main character sketches first, urgent and important, leaving background illustrations for later. 5. Baby steps. Each day she spends 30 minutes sketching her characters. 6. Daily progress. After 2 weeks, Sarah has her character sketches ready. She celebrates with a small treat. Dealing with procrastination. Procrastination, the sneaky thief of time and dreams. We've all been there. Here are some tricks to outwit it. 1. The 5-minute rule. Tell yourself you'll work on a task for just 5 minutes. Often you'll find yourself continuing well beyond that. 2. Find your peak time. Identify your most productive hours of the day and work on your creative tasks then. 3. Limit distractions. Create a focused workspace. Turn off notifications and let your friends know you're in your creative zone. Final thoughts. Turning ideas into reality is like nurturing a plant. You need a good seed, your idea, fertile soil, your planning and prioritizing, consistent watering, daily progress, and yes, sometimes a little bit of sunlight, celebrations and rewards. Remember, the magic lies in the doing. Execution is where dreams take root and grow into something beautiful and tangible. So, take those baby steps, keep moving forward, and celebrate every little win. Your creative journey is unfolding, one action at a time. Ready, set, execute. Chapter 11. Finding your unique creative voice. Every artist, writer, inventor, and even baker has a distinctive flair that makes their work stand out. Imagine a room filled with people drawing, yet no 2 drawings are exactly alike. That's because each person's creativity is like a fingerprint, totally unique. In this chapter, we will explore how to find and develop your unique creative voice. Buckle up, it's time to let the world hear your creative roar. Discover the magic within you. Before diving into exercises, let's shelve any self-doubt you might have. You have creativity within you. Yes, you, and it's high time the world sees it. Think about a snowflake. No two snowflakes are alike. Similarly, your creative voice is one of a kind. Don't forget that being different doesn't mean being less. It means you're special. Embrace your preferences. To find your creative voice, start by identifying what you naturally gravitate toward. Do you love vibrant colors or cool, muted shades? Does your heart sing when you hear a rock guitar riff or when a classical symphony crescendos? Your preferences can point you in the direction of your unique style. Exercise 1. Favorite Things Journal. Start a journal where you write about your favorite colors, movies, books, music, places, moments in life. List why you like them. It might be the dramatic plot of a movie or the serene landscape of a countryside. Your preferences form a vital part of your creative voice. Drawing from personal experiences. Your life experiences shape your outlook and provide a rich soil from which your creativity can blossom. That embarrassing email you accidentally sent to your boss, or the unforgettable road trip with friends, these moments contribute to your uniqueness. Exercise 2. Storytelling prompts. Grab a piece of paper and jot down an unforgettable lesson learned, a time you felt pure joy, a challenging moment you overcame, your proudest achievement. These stories are reservoirs of authenticity and can fuel your creative endeavors. Try, fail, and rejoice. Here's a not-so-secret tip. Even when it feels like you're failing, you are learning and shaping your unique voice. Remember Thomas Edison's quote about finding 10,000 ways that didn't work? Oops, we said we wouldn't use him, but we didn't use his example. Crisis averted. Anyway, here's the point. Mistakes are not enemies, they are guides. Exercise 3. Celebrate your mistakes. Reflect on something you tried that didn't go as planned. Write a letter to yourself thanking you for that lesson. You'll start seeing failures as valuable chapters in your growth story. Blend and sift. Think of creativity like cooking. Great dishes often come from blending various ingredients. Similarly, your uniqueness is in mixing different influences and inspirations. Exercise 4. Inspiration. Mix. Create a collage, digitally or physically, of clippings, photos, quotes, and sketches that inspire you. What do they collectively say about your style? Show your work. Finally, let the world hear your voice. Don't shy away. The best creativity often happens outside our comfort zones. Exercise 5. Share a piece. Take something you've created and share it with friends, online, or at a local event. Pay attention to feedback, not as criticism but as information that helps refine your unique voice. Conclusion. Let your flag fly. Your creative voice is your flag. Wave it high and proud. Embrace it, celebrate it, and never stop nurturing it. And remember, while it's great to admire others, the world is waiting for what only you can bring. So go on, unleash that creative dynamo you were always meant to be. Keep it fun, keep it real, and most importantly, keep it you. Hope this chapter encourages you not only to find, but also to boldly express your distinctive creative voice. Remember, the world needs your unique touch, so let's get creative. Chapter 12. Sustaining Creative Confidence. Congratulations! You've reached the final chapter of this journey to unleash your inner creative powerhouse. By now, you've discovered your inner creativity, overcome blocks, embraced failure, and learned how to keep that creative engine running. But how do you ensure that this newfound creative confidence doesn't fade away like that enthusiasm for your New Year's resolutions? Worry not, we've got you covered. Let's dive into how you can sustain creative confidence for the long haul. The importance of continuous learning. Imagine your creativity as a garden. To keep it flowering, you need to water it regularly and give it some love. One way to do that is through continuous learning. The world is vast, with endless things to explore. You don't have to re-enroll in school or earn a fancy degree. Simply stay curious and keep learning new things. Example: Lisa loves to paint, but felt her creativity was dwindling. She started taking online courses on different art techniques and exploring art history. Soon she found herself inspired by unfamiliar styles and artists she had never heard of before. Her garden of creativity was blooming anew. Tips for continuous learning. Read widely. Books, blogs, magazines, or even comic strips. Delve into different genres and subjects. Take up new hobbies. Learn to play an instrument, cook exotic dishes, or try woodworking. New skills can spark fresh ideas. Attend workshops. Participating in workshops or seminars helps you learn hands-on and meet like-minded people. Seeking new challenges. Remember when you first struggled with a new task, but eventually overcame it. That exhilarating feeling of achievement fuels your creative confidence. Continuously seek out new challenges to keep that feeling alive. Example: Mark was a software developer who felt his creativity was stagnant. So he began participating in hackathons, where he faced new problems to solve under pressure. The thrill of these challenges kept his creativity sharp and confidence high. Tips for seeking new challenges. Set stretch goals. Goals that push you beyond your comfort zone, keep you engaged and growing. Join contests or competitions. Whether it's art, photography, writing, or coding, putting yourself out there can be incredibly motivating. Mix up your routine. Tweak your daily schedule or approach tasks differently to avoid repetitive patterns. Staying inspired. Inspiration is like caffeine for creativity. It keeps you awake and buzzing with ideas. The more inspired you feel, the more confident you'll be in your creative abilities. Example: Samantha was a teacher feeling creatively drained. She began visiting art galleries, watching TED Talks, and reading inspiring biographies. These new sources of inspiration fueled new lesson plans and innovative teaching methods, recharging her creative confidence. Tips for staying inspired. Surround yourself with creativity. Visit museums, attend theater performances, or listen to music. Creative environments can ignite your spark. Connect with other creatives. Join clubs, forums, or meetups with people who share your interests. Collaborating and sharing ideas can be hugely inspiring. Nature walks. Sometimes a simple walk in the park or a hike can clear the mind and open it up to fresh ideas. Create rituals and habits. Habits are powerful because they create consistency. Develop rituals that nurture your creativity every day. It doesn't have to be complex. Simple, regular actions can have a profound impact. Example: Tom had steadfast writing rituals. A cup of green tea, 20 minutes of journaling in the morning, and a week-ending creative review. These rituals kept his creative thoughts flowing consistently. Tips for creative rituals and habits. Daily journaling. Jot down ideas, musings, or doodles. This can help keep your creativity active. Set regular creative time. Dedicate a specific time each day or week solely for creative pursuits. Reflective practices. End the day with reflection on what you've discovered, what intrigued you, and any new ideas. Practice self-compassion. Being kind to yourself is key to sustaining creative confidence. There will be days when you don't feel creative at all, and that's perfectly okay. Creativity has its ebbs and flows. Example: John, a musician, had days when the tunes just wouldn't come. Instead of beating himself up, he accepted it as part of the creative process and allowed himself time to relax and return to his music rejuvenated. Tips for self-compassion. Acknowledge efforts. Celebrate small wins and progress, no matter how insignificant they might appear. Embrace breaks. Understand that taking breaks is not failing, it's rejuvenating. Be your own cheerleader. Positive self-talk can significantly affect your mindset and creative confidence. Conclusion. Keep the creative flame alive. You've equipped yourself with an impressive toolkit to unleash and sustain your creativity. Remember, maintaining creative confidence takes continual effort, but the rewards are magnificent. Commit to a lifetime of learning, embrace new challenges, stay inspired, build supportive rituals, and practice kindness toward yourself. With these strategies, your creative garden will continue to flourish, bringing color and joy to all aspects of your life. Now go ahead and let your creativity light up the world. Your journey is only just beginning. We have come to the end of this book. I want to extend my deepest gratitude to you for joining us today to absorb the wisdom of this incredible audiobook. Thank you for being part of our mission to spread positive energy and make this world a better place to live. But our journey doesn't end with the last page of this audiobook. We are a community, a tribe of seekers and doers, and we want to keep this fire of inspiration burning bright. Drop a comment below sharing your top learnings from this book. What resonated with you the most? What are you going to implement in your life starting today? Remember, openly declaring your new habits and goals is a powerful act. It creates accountability and makes your commitment to change even stronger. When you share your journey, you not only inspire others but also forge a path for yourself that is filled with purpose and intention. So don't hold back. Your words might just be the spark someone else needs to ignite their own journey towards a better life. Once again, thank you for being here, for investing in yourself, and for helping us spread positivity. Until next time, stay inspired, stay positive, and keep shining.